I forgot.
So you say, can we go back to recording?
Jesus Christ.
All right, ready, and...
deteriorating here.
Yeah, ready, and action. My name is Jake Salinas, and in 2012, I brought my two best friends together to make a film called The Exchange. So tell me, what was it like to... When did you first hear about The Exchange?
I heard about it when you asked me to star in it.
The Exchange begun as an idea I had, and after a week of writing and brainstorming in early 2012, I enlisted the help of Liam Quinn and Wyatt Corder to help with the project.
Jake Salinas asked me to be in the Exchange sometime in the spring, probably around March or April. I think what happened was he couldn't get someone else. I think it was to do it, and so he naturally came to me because I'm the best problem solver he knows.
Did you know was supposed to be in it instead of Liam?
Yeah, that would have been crazy. That would have altered the course of history forever.
There were some trials and tribulations that we went through with making this film, but before we get to that, let's just start from the very beginning. I was born on March 25th, 1997 to the proud parents of Liz and Trey Salinas. For years, I was always in love with the movies. I was obsessed with Star Wars when I was 8 years old, and then Indiana Jones when I was 10. I remember my mom taking me to the local Blockbuster in our neighborhood to rent the films, and it was so long ago that I could only rent the film on VHS because the DVDs of the film weren't in stock. As I grew older, even with teenage adolescence growing closer and closer, those films never left me, and still to this day those films hold dear to me. The idea of watching these adventurous, exciting films was better than buying video games or playing baseball. However, I'm not sure if the idea applies to The Exchange.
Sounded like a good idea. I'd acted before in my own videos, but they weren't very planned out. So this was kind of my first real acting role, not like the Billy Mays videos I made back in the day.
Billy Mays videos were incredible.
Thanks.
Hi, Billy Mays, and your wish is granted. I'm supporting the cat doppelganger. The #1 cat doppelganger in the country for people who don't want cats around but like them anyway.
So, we were going to, get some ladies because we were entering the Exchange in a film contest for a band banquet where everyone would see it. It was one for an SNL skit, but they weren't very strict about what an SNL skit was.
The Exchange came out of an idea for a film competition the high school band was having. That's mainly where the idea of trumpets came into play from.
We got it together, didn't we?
When all was said and done on the film, which was a very breezy and quick process, it was time to enter it into this competition. We were told that the film would show at the banquet, and then it didn't. But to my surprise, the film did have a bit of a following with some folks.
People said it was a cult classic. Others said it was really bad, which kind of comes with being a cult classic.
The reaction to The Exchange, I was actually quite pleased with it. There was quite a cult following that sprung up. There's a whole new subculture in our high school. It was. I was genuinely pleased.
To be honest, I mean, it's, let's see, it was your movie in the first place, and I made fun of it a lot, and watched it so many times because it was your first movie, and it just almost got a cult following with our group of friends, and I guess that's really my connection to it.
people think it's bad, but other people think it's the best thing in the world. Some people appreciate my acting more than Liam's. And one person in particular kept on telling me where are the trumpets, why, and that kind of got at me because I didn't even care about that line. He just kept on yelling in my face.
And then the dreaded word began being tossed around. Sequel.
Hey, you're Wyatt, right?
Yep, that's me, last time I checked.
The sequel, titled The Exchange, Animation Domination, don't ask about the title, was written the week before, cast the week of, and shot in a matter of a weekend, in the tradition of The Exchange. When did you first meet Jack Shaw, and describe your relationship with him, please?
How far back do you want to go?
Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for me. Is he going to be interviewed for this?
Depends.
My name is Jack Shaw. I was approached by my friend, Mr. Salinas. He wanted to ask if I could star in one of his famous movie productions. Having no experience, I was a little tentative at first, but he assured me I would be fine and he would work around my schedule, and I said that would be worth it, so that's how I got into this.
When did you hear about the idea of doing a second exchange film?
This year, Jake told me again, and it's basically like the first exchange, except for the possibility that was going to be in it.
The film was shot and edited at a very brisk and easy pace, like the first film. I turned it in, it was uploaded, and the response was a little tame.
And it was building on, I don't think it's anywhere near the masterpiece of the first film. But it was still a great experience, and it stayed to the original formula of the first exchange.
Well, I enjoyed the first one. It fit the film a lot better than the second. I think the mood of the second one just kind of was a little varied compared to the first one. It was perfect. I'm not hitting on the second exchange, but I think how do you go up from perfect?
Travis Daves was supposed to be playing the character of John in the second film.
Yeah, but I think we all knew Travis was gonna have chores or a family or something, which he always has. He's a very flaky person that way.
Why did you better deal me for chores instead of being in a masterpiece like The Exchange 2?
You know, I guess it just wasn't in the cards.
I think The Exchange probably draws most of its power and its emotion through its characters and the people who portray them. Because of that, I think it's probably very important to if there were ever to be a sequel, or to the series as a whole, that you try and maintain continuity throughout it, both in the actors themselves and in the characters they portray.
So, I guess as we wrap up, and the legacy of The Exchange will live on for several years, what do you want to say about the legacy of The Exchange?
The Exchange is a great thing. It'll be forever in our hearts, and keep rocking in the free world.
It was a great experience making those two films, and I don't regret a thing. The Exchange was never about making something brilliant. It was all about filmmaking, and film is something to be experienced with your friends. Or that's how I see things.
We take care of our own. We take care of our own. Wherever the swag's from, we take care of our own.
Well, I'd have to do it on like a garage band or something.
Oh, well, this is just you recording it.
The Exchange. The Exchange. The Exchange. The Exchange. Me and Liam were going to go to exchange our trumpets, and we exchanged it. Me and Liam exchanged our trumpets. We exchanged our trumpets. Me and Liam, we exchange our trumpets. The exchange. The exchange. The exchange.
That was beautiful.